I'm on my morning walk, and it occurs to me that I have a couple of other fantastic tips that I'm not seeing everywhere else on social media that might be helpful to a lot of people. Now I'm going to call this video pandemic sanity tips. So it's pandemic related. I apologize in advance if any profanity slips out. I've been trying to keep that under tight control on all my other kitty videos. So there's your fair warning. And these are related to being on lockdown for 7 months now. Who's counting? With 5 kids. Maybe you don't all have 5 kids, but I do. So the first one relates to keeping the house sanitized, which is almost impossible with 5 kids, and they're older. So 2 of them, 19 and 20, have jobs outside the home, going back to the gym, that sort of thing. So one thing I notice a lot of people aren't really thinking of is when they come home, they wash hands, sanitize, they have to take off whatever they wore at work, all the stuff everybody knows to do. They need to sanitize their cell phones. As soon as they walk in, I have a spray bottle of rubbing alcohol beside the door and a lint-free cloth. Actually, I have a little stack of the cloth. And the first thing they better do when they come in is sanitize that phone. And they will object. My phone's fine. I just sanitized it in the car. My phone's fine. I'm just going right to bed. I'm not even going to use it. Hell no. Bitch, I know I can't even ask how your day was without you grabbing that phone out your pocket, looking it up. Well, my blood pressure app says I was a little stressed. Or if it's my daughter, well, my period tracker says I'm a little bit PMSy. Or my heart rate tracker. No. Just sanitize the damn phone. And if you have a damn Apple Watch or a smartwatch, sanitize that shit too. Because you're sitting there touching that screen everywhere else you go. You might as well be bringing everyone you work with into my house with you. Everyone who works at the coffee place where you bought your damn coffee while you were out. So, that's a fabulous tip that I'm not seeing everywhere else. You got it straight from me. If you haven't noticed from the kitty videos, I may or may not be a person with some slight OCD tendencies, and that's a good thing. With this pandemic now, we OCD people, it's our time to shine. So these are pearls I'm giving you. Here's my other tip for sanity during this lockdown. School has started, the kids have these Zoom classes. How is someone who's had them home for 7 months now and is going out of her mind most days with the messes they make and the squabbles they have, how am I supposed to remember when all these damn Zooms are? So it may or may not have happened that someone who may or may not look a lot like me could have just possibly gotten up one morning after asking her 15-year-old daughter about 20 times, morning, the night before, to pick up her massive pile of shoes from the entryway. And that person may or may not have gone down the hallway to the bottom of the staircase to that daughter's room and started throwing the shoes up the stairs, through the doorway, and into the room. So if such a thing did occur, morning. Good morning. It could be true that that girl had a class where her fellow students got to see shoes flying around behind her head, well behind it. I mean, she was on the other side of the room where the doorway is. It was like 10 feet behind her. Still, not exactly the best thing to be showing teachers and such. So, take it from me, this tip I'm about to give you could be a lifesaver, sanity-wise. What I'm having my kids do now is take a scarf, a regular winter scarf, whatever, a scarf. Could be a fashion scarf that you don't use very much. And I, for some reason, have a whole ton of them. I've given all my kids a bright one, and they have to hang it over their doorknob when they're doing a Zoom. Most of them like to shut their doors because our house can be noisy. So if they shut the door, hang the scarf over the door, then I know they're having a Zoom. And it's now turned into, if you're walking through the house with your face in your screen, am I supposed to know that's school and not freaking Minecraft or run over hookers with a car while cops are shooting at you, whatever games they're playing these days? How do I know that's not what they're doing? So is it my fault if they're walking around the house with their face in a screen and I say, you're gonna fall down the stairs, turn off the damn electronic? Mama, I'm in class. Okay, not my fault, really. So now what they have to do is put the scarf around their neck if they're walking through the house doing a Zoom. Boundaries. I'm teaching them boundaries. So one of them might have it on his door with the door shut. And now I know not to walk down that hallway screaming, Jonah, I'm gonna kill your dog. Now I know. Works for everybody. It's a great system. And if he's coming up the stairs to do a Zoom while he wrecks the kitchen and eats a huge breakfast, then what he's supposed to do is have that scarf draped around his shoulders or neck, come up the stairs. I see him with the scarf on. He's in a Zoom. He goes into the kitchen. He leaves that scarf on the kitchen doorway. We have a gate. Drape it over the gate. When I'm heading into the kitchen, I'm gonna know not to walk behind you, especially if I'm not dressed. So this is fantastic for that issue too. Do not, now that school has started, have a daughter who's remotely your size, who takes your clothes. No longer. These days are over. Can we go running into her room without any drawers on, no pants, and say, did you take my jeans again? Those days are done. So it would be nice if we had a little notice and reminder about that, a la the scarf system. So those are my pearls of wisdom that I am learning. Learn from my mistakes, take them with my goodwill, try to survive emotionally what we're all going through. Please feel free to share any other unique, diverse little tips like this that you know of that people might not have thought of yet. And I will leave you with my nearest and dearest mantra for the end of this video. May the bridges I burn light the way for others.